There's almost a split within the community radio community about what community radio is there for and what's most important, and it's this idea of product versus process. And I think that's really interesting with working with young people in schools, because you'll find a lot of the time working with young people that the product isn't always amazing. You'll kind of get stuff where I think substandard is a little bit too strong, but it's a bit rough around the edges and not kind of as honed as it might be. But what young people actually get out of this is incredible. There's some young people we're working with at the moment, and there's one girl who is quite disengaged from most of her other classes. She's sort of regarded by teachers as a bit of a trouble causer, somebody to watch out for. But the radio class that we run within their school, she comes to it voluntary after school, stays behind for an hour once a week and gets involved with this. And the teachers are actually amazed that she's done that. And I think that's, again, she's not going to produce the best radio. The shows that she's done aren't the sort of thing that you'd expect to get on a commercial radio, but that's fine. And I think that's something, as someone who works with young people, you have to respect, is that for them, it's about being involved in the process. It's what they're going to gain from it. And I think I would always say to community radio stations that worry about the quality of the content they're producing, is if you, as a radio station, manage to communicate your ethos to your audience, the reason why community radio actually exists, then that will almost be forgiven, because they'll appreciate what you're trying to do with those young people, and it's not all about sounding polished. And I think that's one of my concerns about the sector at the moment. It feels like at some point it has to go in one of those directions. Does it become about process and not be as polished as it can be, or do they have to be really good quality stations that compete with the commercial sector? But then do some people lose the opportunity to broadcast because they might not be or could never be at that level? And I think it's interesting where the sector's going to go, but from my point of view, it's certainly always going to be about people taking part in the experience, about getting to have a go. Even if they decide it's not for them, at least having the opportunity to have a go. And if what they produce is brilliant, fantastic. If it's not so great, fantastic as well.